we have our own exclusive reporting in response to the hit that came out yesterday, this report attacking Kash Patel and to a lesser extent, Dan Bongino. We broke some of this news on our AM update, but I have more to tell you today. That is direct from Kash Patel himself with his authorization that it be on the record. Just by way of background, what happened was a group called the National Alliance of Retired and Active Duty FBI Special Agents and Analysts issued a report. This report, we're told, is going to be presented to Congress later this week. It's called a pulse check of the first 6 months of the Patel leadership, February through August. And it calls the FBI a chronically underperforming agency, in part because of Kash's political partisanship. It reveals a troubling picture, they say. This is after their interviews with rank and file, current and former agents, of a chronically underperforming agency debilitated by low confidence in FBI leadership based on a lack of prior experience, a historically toxic culture of fear and operational paralysis, and deep-seated internal partisanship. The biggest thing that they point to that's been used to embarrass or try to Kash Patel is a story that when Kash went out to the Charlie Kirk assassination guys, that he showed up there via his airplane, and he didn't have an FBI jacket, and that he, like a high school girl wanting to be in the right outfit at the big football game, refused to leave the vehicle, the plane, until he got the proper threads on him. He wouldn't leave until he got an FBI jacket, and that on top of that, he demanded a patch to make him look like badass, like so that one of the local guys had to take off a patch and give him the patch so that he looked tougher. That's the implication. Well, I've spoken with Kash Patel, and he said none of that is true. He says he flew from New York directly out to Utah. He had no proper clothing. He was out to dinner when he learned about Charlie. So he did borrow an FBI jacket. He said the patches piece of the story is also not true. He said a guy who worked one of the special divisions out in Utah actually gave him a patch as like a solidarity, the way a lot of law enforcement will give you like a coin or whatever. He gave it to him because he wanted the FBI director to feel like part of the crew, and patch to respect this guy and say thanks for, giving this to me, put it on his arm and got off the plane. He said there was no waiting on the plane to get a jacket. There was no waiting on the plane to get a patch. He said we ran off the plane. We understood Charlie had been murdered. It was a tumultuous time, and that just none of this is true.